Hello and welcome to the show. Easter Sunday, or I guess the end of Passover, or whatever the hell's going on with that. I don't follow the major religions of the world here, folks. I just follow my own particular way. Yeah. It was a beautiful day. We got rain. The rain came, and so how it works around here is we got these big old giant trees. And these big old giant trees, they create a bunch of pollen, and that pollen gets everywhere, and it's not fun. It's never fun. So a good rain, a good drenching around here will do us good and well. But if people were wondering what kind of weird scum, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure. Let me double check this. Right, the weird scum that's on this van right here. That is because of this pollen junk. No, I'm ready and willing to get over pollen season because it always wrecks my voice. It always tears me up. Terrible sinus issues. What's up, David? How you doing? But yeah, good news all around. Uh, Finishing everything up with the deck job, getting all of that done. So I'm gonna go out and sand some things down a little bit. Oh crap! Hold up. Hold up. Ha! Ooh, ha 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 ha! Yeah, it does. It's also got a Windsor engine. Sander, the Sand-O-Matic by Rigid. Plug it in anywhere. It's dusty as all crap. Already got sandpaper on. Nice. Yeah, it's I can't remember the year, 1989 or 1990 or something. It's a van conversion from I can't remember the stupid company name. Hold on a second. It's a custom cruiser. It's a Ford E1 or E150 E150 uh, custom cruiser. Uh, it's got a disputed title right now, but no, I'm here. Hey, 14 people, 2 likes. Thanks for being here. Ask me stuff, I'll answer. That van is definitely working. The title's in problem. If you look at any of the videos recently I done showed the Cadillac. It's a '66 coupe. I got a '68 Buick. I think I got a '66 Buick. I got a '68 VW, and I got a 1940s Nash Healy. And they all need work, and I need to stop doing all the stuff I do for other people, do it for myself. Which is why I'm here on YouTube. Because I believe that, I don't know, people are more interesting than, I don't know, TV shows and shit, so I go hard into that idea. um, my truck is a 2000. The $500 truck, that's a 2000. The white truck. We have a 94 truck out there, the big Ranger style one. When I say Ranger, it's an F-250. It was from the Ranger service. There's a Kia Soul, which is grandma's car, and then I got Saturn Outlook, 2009. 2006, 2007. No, the white one's 2000. The white one is a 2000 truck. And I bought it for $500. It's why it's the $500 truck. But every time it breaks, it costs me about $500 to fix. So why is it the $500 truck? That's the question, isn't it? Anyway, so what's up, 30 people in the chat? 2 likes. Someone's got to be able to drop a like out there, eh? Yeah, I think I can stretch that one tonight. It's Easter. I did see. I saw Jon Stewart do like a cool thing about like Easter versus Passover on the scroll today, which is cool. I don't know, like trying to explain how I come up with content sometimes is like what I do is basically what all of the content creators do. I just kind of do it all myself. The stuff I'd like to see up there. Yeah, I got to fix this guy. I need some super glue or something. But my Grogu broke. I already actually super glued it back in it. Okay, so the story of the truck is I got 2 friends named Keith. One's my friend and one's my dad's friend. And Keith, when I say my friend Keebler, it's Keebler, and when I say my dad's friend, it's Keith. Okay. So Keith wanted to buy a new truck, right? Essentially, and they were only going to give him $500 in trade value. So he was like, "Man, I could sell that tomorrow for $500." And they're like, "We'd like to see you do that." Right? He says, "Well, hold the car." He calls me up, and within 5 hours, he's got $500 cash there. And so what they did is they had made a bet that he couldn't do it within 24 hours. He said, "I'll do it within 4 hours." By the way, just know you got loyal friends, peeps. I had the $500. I needed the truck. Also, the transmission was messing up. I don't think you could reverse it correctly. And I think I bought one out of a junkyard that I never bought one out of. So it was kind of sketchy. And eventually what happened was, by my own fault, the rear end dropped out of it. It's a surprise to me, and we did salvage the truck, so that was nice. And then, it's still got some issues. I've got a rebuilt transmission, and I've got an engine that had about 70,000 miles in it now. So, but no, it was just having friends and knowing, like my buddy was like, if I can get $500 cash, the next 24 hours, or something, or the guy said, if you can get $500 cash in the next 24 hours, I'll take $1,500 off your purchase or whatever. And so that's how he got a discount on it, because I bought his truck sight unseen, essentially, for $500. Like I said, just know people and have friends. And maybe have $500 when you really need a truck. My last truck was it's a 1999 Ford Ranger, and God forbid, that was the worst truck I had ever experienced in my entire life, man. I'm telling you. Had constant issues. Like there was one hose in it. It cost like $75, even back then. Anyway, also I'm a tall drink of water. So I got to stretch my shit out. So the F-150 suited me perfectly, and they get about the same kind of like gas mileage. So if that helps, like, kind of clarify the entire story behind that, I guess I should just do like I don't know, a crafted video about it or something. I don't know. You know, putting time and effort into something, like doing like a wide thing, uh, it seems like the time and effort I used to put into things meant something to me, and now it's like I can just be like, "Yo, check out this knife I broke," or "It broke on its own." So, you see a Duramax 2009 in Edmonton, 340. So okay, Edmonton. Yeah, okay. Uh, so I've never needed a diesel. I do have like a gigantic friggin' truck out there that like runs I think 11 miles to the gallon. When it's not hauling, when it's hauling, it's I think it's friggin' 6 miles to the gallon. I think we use that to pull stone. We use that to do a bunch of stuff around like when I need to like load I don't know bricks or something. I use that truck. And when I load boards like 16-foot boards, I just put it on top of you see that ladder rack thing? That's like an 800-pound ladder rack thing. Yeah, on my truck back there, you can see there's the Ford logo. There's my truck. You know, I can actually just go and touch it and be like, this thing right here. Yeah. It's a little wet. Just in case anyone's worried. Is that JT? Is that JT? Is that J8T6, I guess, your new name? What's up? Cheers. Cheers. Um, would you prefer anyone or something else there, like a happy face or something? I mean, like Homer Simpson is running like this because ADD, ADHD, autism is a real thing around here. So, like, it kind of like helps me a little bit too. Like, but honestly, I could change it. I could put. I used to have the date on there. I could put today's date on it. LSD frog. No, it's funny. Habibi 4-1-6X says it's funny. Well, out of all the options, uh, I could I could have picked a bunch of things, but like this one's the one that makes me the happiest personally. So, uh, man, Epsilon Persei. Epilepsy is another thing. No, it could very well get there. I don't know, but everyone likes turtles, man. JT, everyone likes turtles. By the way, JT, the Riz King. See, it says JT, right? When he's walking away, he's all like, Riz, 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 Riz. All right. Also, his dance move. Hypnotoad. Yep. And then someone asked me if this was the real deal. No, he's like way too detailed for that. I got a lot of junk. I got to clean up. I'll admit that. Who is the witch? The witch is it's Lego 40032. There you go. That's who that is. It's a Lego set. I gotta microfiber fix this, and then this is my bag for microfiber cloths. Yeah, just put the cinch on it there. Hold on. Yeah. All right. Okay. Here's my phone's kryptonite shell. I've been using this lately. It's something I have to talk about on channel. I've talked about it briefly. I did get this at the dump. It smelled like shit. Now it doesn't. There's a video about it coming. It's an Anchor battery, something or other. Not to mention Grogu's broken, so dying. I gotta send that out. S. Hines. That's gotta go somewhere. I've been throwing these at drywall all week. It's been fun. I need to get like a set of actual throwing knives and maybe some cork or something. I don't know. Do I need a burp again? It's been a little warm lately, so the kid went out to work with us and he used this all day long. And true veterans of the channel will know that this is one of the first products that I reviewed around here. Turn it off. That's the Gree-Life personal fan. It goes around your neck. It's nice. Works pretty well. He used it an entire day while I was sweating my face off. This is my fan. That's all right. The kid's all right. It needs to go back in the bag of all the shit that I got. So, Jack, what's up? So, here's something interesting. Like I've said, I carry around this. It's like, kind of lives at the front part of my car. And it's got, like, I used to have a very small, big, skinny wallet. And then I just have this one. So if it's like a hot day or cold day, running this underneath my coat, make sure I'm, like, at a concert or something. This is a better go after. I've got another one of these, like a half one, kicking around. I just stopped using it, man. It's just I don't like shit in my pocket, right? Hey, you're having a rough day? Shit, dude. Oh, emergency Luckies. Let's not talk about that too heavily on stream. Personal fan, right? Okay, now, but here's the thing. This is why someone said to me, was like, man, why not just embrace that whole man purse shit that you do sometimes? And I'm like, all right. She's like, instead of Mr. Backpack, you should be Mr. Man Purse. I was like, Knipex, pliers. I got stubby screwdrivers. I've got a tape measure. I know I've got a flashlight, stubby screwdriver junk. Right? I've got a safety pin to get the splinters out. Like, the whole point is, like, it doesn't matter how you carry your life, just, I'm missing something right here. It's getting charged right now. We'll talk about that one day. A couple knives. I got a lighter. Got a cool design on it. Look. Like, okay. Like, but when I'm walking around, okay, and I've got this slung around because like what I have is like I've got like a bad issue with my shoulder over here, because it's where like I threw my shoulder out like multiple times. So every once in a while I need like almost like a tri-sling. So what I'll do is this here, and then I'll put the freaking arm right on. The hell? What the heck? All right, hold on. Right on that. Right? And then my arm doesn't go numb because I have like a horrible freaking injury on my shoulder, right? You know? And then like all my shit's right there, no one's gonna, they're gonna steal a lighter or a knife or whatever. Might as well do it. But like, I don't know. Trust me when I tell you, like it's not what you carry around, it's how you carry yourself, right? Tuck my keys in the front pocket. I don't know. I always put some weird perspective on the stupid shit that people see me do. The reality is like I do it out of convenience more than anything else. Because I'm tired of a world where, everything works perfectly for everyone except me. And by the way, if that could actually probably sum up your rough day, Jack, I probably might have hit the nail right on the head with that. I think all of us are having a rough day. I think we're all about to have more and more rough days. I have only a certain amount of drink tonight because I'm rationing that out. I think I've got, about 4 ounces of drink. I've got about, I don't know how much is in there, 16 minus whatever the label is. So probably what, 13, 14 ounces of. Dude, I'm thinking forward. I mean, I smoked a shit ton before I got here because that's seemingly a very good thing that I can get after really easily and get some free sometimes. Speaking of which, that's a generous amount right there. But right now, that's what I've got. Tomorrow, I'll pick up a little bit more. Like I think when I heard the bit, it was Dennis Leary. He said, "Life comes in small doses. Like happiness comes in small doses in life. It's like it's a cigarette or like a joint or like or like you come and like then have a joint and a cigarette or whatever, or you drink, you have a couple drinks, that kind of shit, right? And I kind of disagree with that, right? Life, when you're happy, it doesn't come in small doses. It comes like all the time, and then you get inspired by those amazing things. And I used to do that because I used to not think. I used to make a good chunk of money by doing basic bullshit, which no one seems to be able to do anymore for that money anymore. Although I've heard that there is ways to do it. When I say that, I mean like basic bullshit, like deliver pizzas. At one point, I was okay. So like, I have a pretty bad track record for keeping a job. Like I think my longest record for years and years was 3 years in a job. Because eventually someone would come in, rub me the wrong way, it wouldn't work right, okay, or someone would question why I do things efficiently and get off early and say, like, you should just do it the way the company wants. And I was like, yeah, but I don't want to do it that way. It's like, if I'm more efficient, then why would you push me to do it the less efficient way? This is a good question. Why wouldn't you bump me up to logistics or something? Hey, dude, it's all good questions. I don't know. Just remember working for a company. I remember working for a lot of companies. Jiffy Lube told me I wasn't a good technician, even though I could like mechanically run circles around every idiot who was working there. Every idiot at a Jiffy Lube. Not every one of them was idiots, but every idiot at them. I don't know. I think the important part to take away from like everything that I talk about here is like I don't know, like all these Lego sets I show, I just bought them like either on clearance or because I thought they were cool. Here's like tools stuff. Like I buy tools out of necessity because I have to go and work and do stuff. Like I did that Harbor Freight video because I had to go and buy a freaking hose. I needed a new air hose. And I also bought the wrong air hose. It was something you don't see in the video. We went back the next day, got the right one. It's fine to fuck up. I think the problem with the world is sometimes, like, your job is so stuck on how you shouldn't fuck up. But reality is when we fuck up, we learn. Anyway, so Jack, are you still around? Like, I'd really like to talk a little bit more about, like, what, like, are you okay, man? Because, it's been rough around here, bro. Like, everyone knows I've been doing the deck. I'm drawing down on the deck. I gotta go out with a sander. I gotta sand some edges, right? And, like, I'm dealing with my dad and my son on that project. So it's like me looking at my future and my past. I mean, it's mind-boggling in some ways. How did I get to this place? How did I get to this position? I don't know, but no, like, I don't know. As much as I argue with these two people, they know when I start laughing, I'm just like, shut the fuck up, y'all. Because, like, this is really either we're going to laugh about this or it's just going to go, like, we're going to fisticuffs or something. And, my son loves that word, fisticuffs. I don't know why, because it's inherently a funny word. I don't know, man. Like, it's like, Whose time to shine is it, right? Whose time to shine is it? I'm going to read that in a second. Read that in just a second. Hold on. It says you're moving to Colorado. Hint, hint. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. So, girlfriend of 5 years has been supporting through dental school. Oh, moving for her job alone without you. Oh, fuck. Well, I guess, foot in my mouth, friggin' all of that was inappropriate. Holy crap. Don't read things out your peripheral, people. Well, I mean, reality is, Jack, it could have been worse than that moment right there. Just that happened right now. Like that was like, ugh, foot in the mouth moment. But for real, here's what you do, okay? You freak out, you sulk about it, you let her go. Man, I've been there a lot of times, man. Like, actually, like, love of my life went out to be like some sort of set supervisor. I ain't seen her since. Gone. Um, but dude, life. Okay, if it's not a race and it is a journey, then the most important about a journey is it shouldn't be a race. A journey or an experience, those are the two options right now, right? So it's probably a bit of both. Some people have to decide exactly what kind of journey or experience they want and how it mixes together. Can you hear me? I don't know. Hello? Yeah. Also, I think I need to reload things, or I need to figure out the whole microphone status. It's like I've passed by on a lot of opportunities in my life. I've never regretted passing by on a lot of opportunities in my life because it's not because like I would say something sappy. I'm gonna be like because I always had my family and I always had this and that. No, it's because I always had myself. Because one thing like just being aware of a lot of shit, everything essentially, it makes you a little lonely. Just and people who know me like very well will be like, "No, that guy will read you like quick. You'll know exactly. He'll know your life story real fast." Uh, I've believed in people and I've gotten fucked over for it. So like, nah, Jack, you are definitely not alone. You're actually, dude. That's the first act of a movie right there, right? You just need to like write the part where like an alien egg lands in your backyard and you go off on a space adventure. Now write the movie. Come on, like, dude, like I don't know, like, what are you gonna do? Like, the alien egg crashes through and find like an ancient temple underneath your fucking house. Come on, Jack. Come on, Jack. Come on. Also, like the stuff I say, it may sound very crazy, but it most certainly is not because that's just human imaginations. Like people thinking about shit that could like, have a vivid imagination, right? Like I'm driving down the road and I see someone swerving, and I'm like, man, that could be all like Final Destination. You're right. And it's not a fear in my life. It's just like information I might want so I could slow down a touch, maybe. You know, like the worst case scenario. Oh, let me just pull back away from Home Slice, who's, I'll go a couple lanes over or something, which might be the fatal flaw in the Final Destination type scenario in my brain. I don't know. I'm not crazy though. I just think of everything. I think of everything too often, right? And people tell me you overthink things. I was like, no, actually, I pretty much thread the needle on that one. I just like no. It's not about finding the silver lining. It's threading the needle. Okay, it's like here's the needle, the right thing, silver linings and clouds all around. The right thing. That's all right. It's not the worst thing in life either. Like a very fulfilling existence, by the way. But no, like the thing is, like if you find the right needle holes, you can line yourself up with the end of the silver lining somewhere. I guess in the end, ain't no one seen the never-ending story. Cheers. All right. So anyway, if anyone would like to ask me stuff, go ahead. It says it in the title. But no. Uh, Sunday, Easter Sunday, yeah. Sunday, Easter Sunday. All right, but I'm not gonna do that. Okay. Turn to the needle instead. No, I ain't chasing no dragons up in them clouds. Like I see the dragons flying through the crowd. There's clouds of silver lines. There's dragons. Now, there ain't no joke, man. Don't JK on me on JK. One of them dragons called JK Rolling or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Dragons. And when I say that, I mean it's like, dude, like I met people who are like, I guess Harry Potter heads or something. It's like, dude, I'm just this guy, right? Like this guy right here. I'm not Ian Hufflepuff or like, I've never put the sorting hat. Like I've seen little sorting hats and Lego sets and shit. You're a Harry Potter. You're good, dude. Don't worry. By the way, like I would never insult like anyone's fandom for anything in the world because I have like I have a love for those movies. The only one I haven't seen is the last one, but I've seen enough clips of it on YouTube in 15-second jabs of. So I think I've got a movie recommendation. It's up on YouTube. I think it's coming tonight or tomorrow. It's called Gunless, Jack. It's like a Canadian western. I thought it was all right, man. It's kind of cool. Man, I was in the mood for a western too, and I had seen the shorts. Like, and then like there's a little spot in there. It was like stop watching shorts or movies in short bursts on YouTube or that are available on YouTube or something. Like I know, like the one thing that people always told me is I have a sense of humor. How do I have a sense of humor? Right? Well, it's because I've watched every movie known to man in my short time that is worth it in many ways. Some way too bad, some way too good. I've made some terrible things on film myself, right? You watch the new Scream. I have, dude. I've got a friend who buys stuff and lends it to me, so I can like watch it or whatever. The last one was, it's like honestly, the last one was more expected. Like I expected that they would do. I don't know. Like, man, I can't. I almost don't remember some of it. Right? Like what Scream? What 6 or whatever? Pixel server. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, dude, you hit me up on. I'm completely inept at doing Discord stuff, dude. What? Now you're putting in my court. It's never gonna happen. Like, you could just that better than me. I'll go on mine and go find the private message. That's easy for me to do. Like, I have, dude. I think about 1,000 videos, maybe 2,000 video games or so. I got a lot of media around here. Yeah, westerns is good. Dude, Jack, what's your favorite? What's your favorite? What's your favorite western? That's a good question. People ask me stuff. I can ask Jack stuff. Next stream, ask Jack stuff. I would call one of my favorite westerns. People don't think is a western. Three Amigos. People are like, "Oh, it's a comedy, this and that." No, it's a western, right? It's like, three strangers walk into the Mexican village. It's totally a western. I mean, it's ridiculous and insane, but it's also a western. Uh, see, I wouldn't call Blazing Saddles as one of the greatest westerns of all time because it's a parody of westerns. You have to watch a shit ton of westerns to like get that movie, right? You have to watch like fucking, I don't know, 10, 15 movies to kind of really get that movie the right way. Like Back to the Future 3, I would say okay, now hold on. Firefly, yes. Firefly is definitely a western. I think Back to the Future 3 is like, it's got a western segment because like it's get him back to the 1800s, get everyone back to the future. There's a segment in there that's a western segment. The reason why Back to the Future like counts but it doesn't count, it's like an honorable mention in the idea, is because like it's like it dabbles in the genre, but it always blankets it hard on either side with something like based in their own reality, right? Deadwood, yeah, okay. 1883 is a good one. Did you ever watch? Was it North and South? It has like North and South. It has Patrick Swayze in it. It's a TV miniseries from back in the day, from like the '80s or whatever. And that's a really good one. But I'm not even talking about westerns, right? Like Civil War era movies are different than westerns. Like Josie Wales is like a Civil War kind of movie, and less of a western. Whereas like every spaghetti western, Good, Bad, and the Ugly, all that stuff, for a few dollars more, Duck You Sucker, all that shit, right? Right? All of that is like, but no, hold on. Here's my favorite western, I think, of all time. Okay, I grew up. My favorite western was Sergio Leone's Once Upon a Time in the West. But when I saw The Quick and the Dead by Sam Raimi, man, that made my life, dude. That movie, like, I don't know, like if you guys can like gloom anything from the way that I use my camera movements around here, like one of my favorite movies of all time, which I've also done a 15-sec movie rec on. People just got to go dig for, is Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness. I like these like quick shifting, like popping, like I like doing this sometimes, like turning things upside down when I use the phone. And like the whole point of it is like, dude, Sam Raimi. It's not like it's not about Spider-Man. It's about like Darkman, right? I don't know. I think Darkman is one of my favorite comic book movies. True Grit is great, right? Quick, dude, the Quick and the Dead is, dude. It's so like, I don't know, like okay, in that movie, right? There's like a scene where the blind kid's searching for a bullet because Russell Crowe needs another bullet. Like, oh, perfect tension, dude. Perfect freaking moment in a movie. You can't recreate that like because it's like, pop the thing open, wrong bullet, wrong bullet. It's like so tense, so good. Dude, I don't know how to explain that. Like it's a spaghetti western, but everything about it is turned up to like the horror level of like horror, how horrific this shit is. And Sam Raimi, like like defies genre with the way that he designs shots and designs like things and stuff. Which is why I'm such a fan of him. But like, I'm not such a super fan. I'm like, man, Sam Raimi can't fucking lose, bro. Because I've seen a couple of them out there. Maybe not the best ones, right? Which I did like. It's I don't know. It's like this, right? Uh, so Leonardo DiCaprio in the '90s, the late '90s, man he was something different, right? He was like what like once what's eating Gilbert Grape, right? Happened, man. It's like they were willing to give him that Oscar. It seemed, but no one, but everyone's like, don't give that kid that Oscar. Don't give that kid that Oscar. It's just enough to have the nod, right? And then from there on out, what did he do? He had like an illustrious Oscar career. They didn't give it to him, and he didn't die like River Phoenix. Well, no, like he didn't go full. That's the whole point of that joke. Is like in What's Eating Gilbert Grape. He's like, man, he's not a retard. He's just like autistic or some shit, right? Like that's the whole point of it, right? Like it's like that's like he didn't go full retard, right? But Simple Jack was full retard, right? And then but if you look, there are instances where like I don't know, there's like I don't know, it was either like someone in the crew went full retard or someone in the writer went full retard. Like Tiptoes is a full retard movie, like even though it's about just short people, right? Like I don't know, I've seen that monstrosity, yo. He went home empty handed. No, he didn't. He went home like expressly living like the life designed for a like a Hollywood movie star in the 1950s. That's who he is, dude. He's like that guy all over again. Which I would have figured we were past all of this, but like we aren't really as a society. I think the funny part is like people are going to talk about movies and be like, yeah, people always went to those things and watched things, and then one day they just had people's real lives at their own hand, and they could eventually, through this device, tell the difference between the snakes and the fakes and the heroes. You know, and the super, yeah, okay. It wasn't just that, right? It was like it was an ability to embrace that role of being the heartthrob, and then when like he looked in the mirror and he saw himself getting old, right? He was like, well, maybe I should branch out. And then, like, he's sitting there on set. He's like, I don't know if I want to say the N word. And, like, Samuel L. Jackson's like, Leonardo, just shut up and do it, right? Or whatever, right? Like, Jamie Foxx, like, yeah, I want to see it do it, right? Like, and he had to have laughed a little bit. And then he had to have just, like, fucking gone all in. Because, like, how is this guy can relate to a fucking slaver? He gets everything he wants. Everyone around him act like they want to suck his sack. The whole point is like that's who he is. That's why he's good in that role in many ways. Like watch Hateful Eight. Hateful Eight is a better movie as far as like those two like Tarantino movies because like Django is like it's about a 1970s like aesthetic of like Django westerns and you know uh, and then it's like mixed with like black exploitation film from the '70s too, right? Like Quentin's getting old because like he's kind of mixing genres in his head now, you know. Uh, well, hold on. Brad Pitt is a whole nother beast. I think Brad Pitt, as soon as like Angelina Jolie was a part of his life, he realized basically that was probably a huge mistake because she was all like, blah 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 blah. Let's do this, do this, do that, right? And then he was like, "Fuck, man, what the hell, right? I'm just trying to go out and do stuff." Which is why I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is a great movie because that literally it's like the embodiment of Brad Pitt as a person. He's the guy who's like he's got the can of dog food in his hand. And he's like, bang, bang. Also, like he's got that in him. Like I think the most telling part about that movie is, Leonardo DiCaprio is like, he's like, man, that's really hot. Can we get? Is there something we can do about that? And that's famously not him like being in character, right? It's just him like as Leonardo. He's like, man, that's really fucking hot, man. What's a flamethrower, Leo? Man up, motherfucker! Right? Turn your head a touch and keep looking and squinting your eyes. I don't know. Like the whole point is like, no, it's a funny moment from it's like what is it? Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the whole Bruce Lee scene. You know, dude, like okay, you can't like you can't deny that someone who easily disappears into something, right, is probably like telling everyone like something different. Deadshot 38. Hey Ed, how you been? How you doing, Deadshot? I've been uh pretty dang good. I've got like a lot of the channel on auto control right now. I got to go back to it soon, but I've been finishing up the deck job. I've got to go out with that rigid sander. I don't know if you see that right there. Yeah, see, rigid sander. You see it? No. All right. Well, anyway, um, and then I gotta soften over some edges. And then when I get done tomorrow, I've got Tuesday off, so to sleep in. Maybe get paid for that deck, which would be very nice. Say cheers to people right now. Not that fucked up because I'm out of money already. Usually I ain't out of money, but I'm out of money right now. See, this is how out of money I am. I have tiny microfiber cloths to clean up the little water bits on things. But aside from that, Deadshot, I have been throwing some knives, shooting the bow and arrow, leisurely into a stack of crappy hay that I got for free. But it's falling apart right now, so I need to go get something more substantial, like some sort of target or something. What else happened? What else? Yeah, nothing really crazy has happened. Nothing super insane or. I did find this thing right here. If you look, this is an Anker battery thing that goes on my phone. I've gone naked on my phone. My phone's naked. And I've been using this lately because Grogu is broken. This cable guy's home slice broke. He's broken twice. I didn't have enough super glue, just enough to keep him working. Anyway, no. Ooh. I guess I got a little bit of gas too. Holy crap. Excuse me. Alright, so and I've been watching a lot of Marvel movies and stuff like that lately. Or documentaries about Marvel movies. I should share some of them here on YouTube, maybe just one or two, so you know, I see them on Amazon or something called Icons something revealed or some shit, and then like I come here and they're all free. So I mean, free with ads, like you know what I'm saying? Free with ads. Anyway, any more questions or ideas? Because like I got a little time here. Let's sit here and just chill. It's been raining on and off today. It's been raining on and off here today. It's getting kind of chilly. Sorry. Aside from that, no, there's like not a lot new in my life. Aside from the fact that like this is why like I'm kind of like hesitant to do like any kind of streams right now because like I get views on streams because I do it for a long time, but I just don't have like I'm burned out. Not on YouTube. Like YouTube's fine. Like YouTube's the one solace of me being burnt out on basically everything, right? And speaking of burnt out, I literally got a call from one of my oldest customers, right, who had like a giant fire, who got burned out physically. So now I got to go figure that shit out tomorrow. I was supposed to go today. I was like, holy shit, it's fucking Easter. You know? It's like, I make promises. I don't even think, hey, I'll be there tomorrow. Check it out. It's Easter, dude. I don't know, like, I the change I need in my life is I need to live for my work or live to do my work and not live to be the work that I create or whatever. Or I don't know how to say it. Like I don't want to like live to work for someone other than myself. I don't know, y'all. It's the great existential question of life, isn't it? Really. I don't know, like people say, oh, life could be better. Like I see like things in a very big picture. I can tell you, like walking around seeing haves and have-nots. It's not. It's like something I can just pick out of people. It's not easy. Some people have everything and they got there by doing the wrong thing, and we ask why. I don't. I know why because no one knows why until we get more answers, right? So like people are like, "What do you think happens when you die?" I was like, "I don't know. I don't care. I know I'm going to be doing my thing and do stuff that is good." Right? Because the one thing that 1980s and 1970s cartoons taught me is you are either a caricature of a villain or you are a caricature of a hero. Or you're yourself. And one of those two things still applies. After all these years, 30 years, it took me to realize that there are people out there who are like, the villains in movies are the heroes. I was like, what? I think I was about, I don't know, 19 or 20. And someone was like, it wasn't Karate Kid like people think. It was Terminator, right? It was the early version of that meme, that joke, right? And someone said, man, Terminator's about like, the villain. And I was like, no, you're not wrong, right? But like, Terminator 2 is about the hero of that movie. Like, in the 90s, there was a horror sci-fi, like, indie film, right? And then the next one turned it all on its edge. That's the whole point of it, you know? I don't know. What's everyone's favorite movie? Like, dude, if anyone's out there, you got a favorite movie or something, man? Like, I just watched, like, kind of a fresh watch of like, Spaceballs. Me, the kid, the dad, like, everyone on his birthday just passed recently. I try not to publicize his birthday. He doesn't want attention. He'll get to a point where he's gonna figure his stuff out. But that kid's 19 now. You think about that. I've been watching his ass for at least, I don't know. Sadly, not the entire time. But look, okay. Here's the point of life. I had a friend come over. We had a couple beers. We shot the shit, and then I had this amount left over of alcohol. Tomorrow, the alcohol store here is closed for something called Easter Monday. Now that's something I would love to explain to people, but like apparently there is a holiday called Easter Monday. And it only exists in states where they have like county or state control level alcohol boards. So if anyone wants to tell me what Easter Monday is before the end of the stream, you could ask me stuff, or I could tell you more about it because it's useless. It's not real. Like, it's just an excuse to shut down the liquor stores. I guess I'll have to go and get into. I guess I'll have to go and break into Grandpa's old jugs. Grandpa's got huge jugs of white whiskey. All right. Anyway, look, I don't want to press the idea, but like, it's Easter. I'm supposed to be celebrating something, but we didn't do eggs this year. My kid's old enough, right? We ain't got to do eggs. And my kid was like, well, we could have boiled some eggs for God's sakes. And Mom was like, yeah, you're right, right? His grandmother, yeah, you're right. I personally am not a big fan of boiled eggs. My favorite kind of eggs is highly scrambled before you cook them. A little bit of water or milk. Doesn't matter. The fluffier, the better. Anyway, I don't like egg substitute though. That's a step aside. That's like Burger King egg, which I'm not complaining, but for real, it's like egg beaters. Y'all had egg beaters, man, when you was growing up. Nah, man, don't do that. Don't do wham ham bone. All right. But no, again, like reality is like, you know, well, okay, Jack. No, hold on. The reality is like there's traditions, and then there's a time when you just give up. It's like I think this year, 2026 will be the first year that I don't take that Christmas tree down. No one goes in that damn room over there except me to sleep on the couch in the mornings when I'm waiting on y'all assholes. Anyway, sorry. It's like I like that Christmas tree. That reminds me of shit. Like last December when everything was really nice. Anyway. And even then it wasn't that nice. Anyway. Like, here's what we bought for Easter candy this year. It was a bag of peanut M&Ms and a bag of regular M&Ms in the pastel colors. It's not trash, man. Them little bubblegum eggs that come in the little like plastic egg containers. I'm just saying. I used to love those. But no, here when I get off the channel or when I get off stuff, I'm not right now. Not getting off right now. I'm just saying when I get off, I'll post that thing that Jon Stewart did for Passover versus Easter. It was really funny on the Daily Show. So yeah. Also, I got a good friend, Keebler. He's Jewish, so. And I said to him, and he was like, "Dude, that was great." I was like, "Yeah, yeah." Dude, I laughed. Like, I watched it twice. I was laughing through the second time I watched it. Right? So, like, I watched it, like, I laughed. Yeah. Lindt chocolate balls. You can just buy those regularly, right? Those are just, like, things that you can buy regularly, right, Jack? You don't have to buy them for Easter. You can just, like, hey, man, I want some Lindt chocolate balls. Right? Get the one with the sea salt and the caramel. Ooh, lick on my chocolate salty caramel balls. That's an old reference. Lick on my chocolate salty balls. Put them in your mouth. Put them in your mouth. Then suck them. It's just like. Trying to remember freaking South Park, like when it first happened. Okay, so here's something I was thinking about. Actually, here's a good thing. I've been watching these things. Like, what was it like in the 80s? Well, there wasn't like a cell phone. There wasn't LED lights. LED lights versus what do you call them? Fluorescents. Okay, so fluorescents were everywhere. Okay, and fluorescents always like had a hum, right? And TVs were like huge, right? Even if they were small, they were huge. I remember everything had like a hum at all times. So when people were like, yo, 5G is going to make you crazy or something, I was like, no, what drove me crazy my entire life was the hum of all the electronics around me. Right? Like, the TV would be like, in my brain, right? Like, it was like, wow. Like, and then a computer sounded like, click. And then you had very primitive things. I remember we were pretty advanced. We had a CGA, EGA, VGA monitor because Dad worked at IBM, which is a shit company now. Used to not be. Uh, and then there's a lot of things that I remember from the 80s. Ice cream was delicious. Reese's peanut butter cups were my favorite thing. In the 90s, there was a trend that still kept going, but I think a whatchamacallit did very briefly live in my life. Uh, yeah, dude, my folks would give cookies, right? Mom would make cookies, right? Because the ingredients for cookies, and then she'd do like at Christmas like snickerdoodle type things, like Hershey Kisses in them or whatever, and she'd do like a plain and like a cinnamon sugar version. She'd do like, I don't know, a bunch of cool stuff. And the fact that Hershey's Kisses, right, didn't melt back. No, they melted when they pulled things out of the oven. She'd have to shove that thing into each cookie. It melted into the cookie because of that. Also, has anyone seen this whole trend where people are like trying to melt Hershey's chocolate? This is why I don't eat Hershey's chocolate, right? Dude, even the chocolate syrup, right, doesn't taste like chocolate to me. Like my son loves like a McDonald's milkshake. It's supposed to have like Hershey's chocolate syrup in it, right? And he loves that. But like we have it here at the house. I taste it and I'm like, it doesn't taste like chocolate at all. And the reason why it doesn't is because they assume you're going to make that milkshake or whatever with vanilla ice cream, right? Which is the easy, cheap option. So if you're out there and you're making like adding chocolate to anything at home, like making your own milkshakes, it doesn't taste as good. Also, you go out and about and you get like a chocolate shake and it tastes terrible. Although I gotta tell you, Hershey's ice cream chocolate shakes. Hershey's ice cream is a different company than Hershey's. Uh, yeah, Hershey's chocolate. Anyway, sorry for that complete and insane rant about my childhood, but stay tuned because I'm gonna talk about the '90s. The '90s, everything was extreme or like black with like neon colors, neon green, neon blue, and neon pink. Now you'll see like big bold things. It wasn't that bold. It was like very subtle actually back in the day. Okay, it wasn't like seeing like awesome in big text, right? Because it was just like awesome, like stitched in there. Like it was like a cool pattern on something, or it said Leggett or Belk Leggett was usually the thing you saw on most kids stuff. T-shirts. I remember my first hypercolor T-shirt. It's early '90s, late '80s, early '90s, and that didn't last long because that effect it gets washed out the entire time. Okay, so every time you wash that hypercolor shirt, it gets like that whole like heat stuff. It gets like washed out. So you'll find very few of those hypercolor T-shirts. But I would love if like a company would recreate that nowadays, and it's like, hey, we only guarantee you this for like 3 years, right? Yeah, I know. Hey, no, Mister, like that's the thing. Like it just gets chewy and messed up. Mister, can I have my Laffy Taffy back? Can I have my Laffy Taffy back? Because I miss old Laffy Taffy. I also miss Charleston Chew. Charleston Chew was actually a really good candy when I was a kid. you chew it and it would like you chew it like boom, 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 and it would disappear in your mouth. It was like all cane, like it was wrapped cane. It was really good. Uh, so in the '90s, like yeah, we started seeing like artificial sweeteners kind of creep into things, right? It never shatters. It just gets chewy. Shattering, like popping and shattering and dissolving, was like so like pop rocks. Okay, pop rocks were cool because they would go in your mouth and then they would like, but eventually they turned into like a weird like gummy thing that like cornstarch. Charleston Chew was one of the best freaking candies ever. Dots, they were all right. They had gelatin in them. Uh, the early ones that were like chewy, more like what fruit snacks were like. Yeah, in the '90s, the fruit snacks were so awesome. We had these Welch's like fruit snacks that when you ate them, it felt like a gusher, right? So, and I still buy gushers to this day, but they're just not the same. Uh, same deal with gushers. Although gushers aren't quite as bad as some of the other ones I've tried recently, I think fruit by the foot still kind of evokes the same memory. It just the flavor has like gone down. Like they've toned down the sweetness in it, and so it's like eating like lightly. Yeah, yeah. You're talking about okay, Zots with like the fluid inside. What Gushers was trying to do, or whatever, right? Dots or Zots? Black Forest, Black Forest Black Forest Blueberry, or whatever. I think I know what you're talking about. Like, so when I talk about like people like Tato Skins is one of my favorite things from the '90s, late '80s, early '90s. Tato Skins, PB Crisps. PB Crisp was like PB Crisp was like peanut butter with like a crispy, like peanut butter flaky, like layered thing on, and you put it in your mouth and it kind of like suck down and dissolve, and then it would break up into a million pieces, and it was like delicious and amazing. I don't know. It's like there was this like food thing that like when you put something in your mouth, it would melt, right? And now shit just doesn't melt, right? It's like I eat a Reese's cup and I'm just like, well, that's very that's still unpleasant, right? So like this is why you'll see me with like I'll have a Reese's cup some days and I'll have it like sitting here and I'll like this. I'll cut off all the chocolate, right? And like I'll just eat the peanut butter part because that's the shit that I have to cut off of it to enjoy the delicious part of it. Also, like it has to be a fresh Reese's cup. The peanut butter still has to have some moisture in it. Like I just don't buy the things that I love anymore. That's just how it goes. Like okay, like here's the story. Okay, we're all cutting down on things, right? We're all cutting back on stuff, right? I've been doing this since before 2016. I live on the hairy edge of the pyramid. I live down here in one of the corners, maybe in the bottom, right? How many seconds left when I should play? Well, it depends on your internet. There's a lot of factors in that. And then I would say, like, when it goes two, click the button before it goes one. Or if you're a gambling man, click the button when it goes one before it goes to sold. Cheers. I hope you get your stuff. And things. I hope you get things. I hope you get stuff and things. Look, it's 8:11. It's about an hour till 2001. I'm sorry. All I heard in that was like that part in Kill Bill. It was like do 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 do, right? Yeah, yeah. Sorry. Also, looking a little fat there, aren't I? uh, I look like that. I look like a bloated mess. I feel like that actually. I don't actually look like that, but I do feel like a bloated mess. My back's been thrown out at least 4 times since 2025. Uh, uh, my mom, God love her, needs to stop yelling at politics on TV. Dad falls asleep to at least 3 westerns or 4 war movies a day. Uh, I told him to watch Captain America. He was like, "I'm not interested." I was like, "I'm gonna come down to that fucking room and I'm gonna make you watch fucking Captain America. It's got Tommy Lee Jones in it. How can you not want to watch this?" Uh, by the way, if that's indicative of like how serious it used to be with me and my pops, and now that's the kind of argument I'm having with him, like, trust me when I tell you that guy needs to retire. So do I. And when I say retire, I mean like retire from fixing other people's problems and start doing my own shit, which is about how good 2026 is going. I think I'm at 1,450 subscribers right now, something like that. Uh, every time it jumps 3 to 4 a day or whatever, it surprises me. But like I get it, I shouldn't be surprised anymore. So that's just how I came up. Like people always like the voice, always like the ideas, always like the stupid shit that I'm talking about, whether it's tools or Legos or toys. By the way, I found a big bag of toys. It's got like a bunch of these Marvel toys. Oh yeah, Marvel. I think I found like from my youth, like Toy Biz, like 1992 Gambit action figure with the plastic trench coat on it. That thing's worth like freaking $2,000 or whatever. Like the stuff I'm finding around here is worth money. And there's like a Lego set that I found is like worth I don't know $150, but it's all buried in a box with other Lego sets, right? So sorry, I got like a terrible itch right here on the edge. You say you're like just blowing it out. It's because like the here. It's because there's a haunt. Ah! Oh, look, I got 2 of them. All right. By the way, who needs a hair? Ah! A hair trimmer for their nose when they can just like grab what's available. Ah! Was that 5 hairs? Nice. Remember, I grew up in the '90s and early 2000s. Jackass was a thing. Wasn't always my favorite. Dumpster diving was huge in the late '90s. So now I can talk about the early 2000s, right? So early 2000s was really interesting. It's like no one wanted to be extreme anymore. It seemed like so like we got like 2000 X Men, right? And it was like some weird like black leather dominatrix fucking shit going on, right? Like Blade was like no one knew Blade was a comic book movie. Okay, like people like me nerds knew. Okay, but like Blade was just like an action zombie attack movie. Okay, like people didn't know. Okay, but by the 2000s, like people wanted like Spider Man. So we got Spider Man during that time. We got a bunch of cool stuff. It was like Sam Raimi. I talked about how much I like Sam Raimi. Why is the old school Spider-Man shit so good? Because the first two went back to the very basics of like character and like what it means to like I don't know have like a story about a person instead of a story about like a superhuman person. Uh, it's around the time we started getting like I don't know weird stuff like Green Lantern. As much as I like that character and DC stuff, like the stuff we got on TV shows was a little bit like wonky in the early 2000s. Like they didn't know where they were going, because like by the late 2000s, early 2010s, we're doing like freaking Arrow and stuff, right? And so like we didn't know anything was coming, but like we knew like Battlestar Galactica had that reboot thing happening, which I wasn't really a part of, to be real. Like I always figured one day I'll just go, I'll go and watch it once it's all said and done, right? And I've watched some of it. I watched like this and that. I watched Caprica. Like a friend of mine, like like walked me through a bunch of stuff. But it's like Game of Thrones, right? It's like, hold on, early 2000s. I remember like trying my best to basically work through everything, and the only thing that ever made me money was moonlighting as a pizza guy. Like I like early 2000s, I became a plumber in the early part, and in the latter part, I became an electrician, and nothing paid me as well as, because you have to apprentice, you have to work your way up in things when you do that shit, and I was just not like willing to take the hits from idiots and assholes. I was not willing to suffer the slings and arrows of dipshits around me, who would take plumber's putty and like try to shove it into the crack of my butt, and they'd pull up my shirt or whatever and like try to shove it down there, and they just ruin a t-shirt or like a wife beater, or like an A shirt or whatever. As my pops would say, a guinea shirt. The whole point is like people used to say like, "Yo, motherfucker, we don't need to see this and that from you," and I was like, "Dude, I'm wearing my pants. Like, you can't see any of this or that. You just said ass crack and dumbass," and I said, "Dude, you saw my undershirt." Think in time. What's up, Think in Time? How you doing? Sorry, I do everything early. I've got to go to bed at some point. I know I've got a dumb ton of crap to do. And when I get back to normal, which I'm not, I'm most certainly okay, but not normal right now. Like, I got no money. I'm like, this is like all that I got to smoke until I get paid, right? It's mixed up with whatever hash and whatever dabs I got left. It's not about like, surviving. It's about thinking forward, right? Do you do any upsiding? Thinking time, that's a good question. I have done some things like that. I would love to get back to doing metal work, which is I have a welder. I've got 7 or 8 spools of like flex core weld around here. I'd love to do some things like that. But like, like me saying like, hey, blah blah blah, ask for money, blah blah blah, do this, that, subscribe. I just cut all of that stuff out. I've got all that stuff around here somewhere, right? I've got a Venmo link you can donate money to. You just gotta send it to me via the Venmo link. I think it's in my description. But like, one day I've got enough shit and crap around here. I am gonna upcycle some of this crap that I have. So I do have an idea for something, and I just right now I'm working on money financing. I just sold off a chunk of paintings that I basically made to sell off because the special ones I keep. Sometimes I hold the not special ones back, but the special ones I always keep. So, and occasionally there's a really good one. And they're like, I want that one, and I have to stand my ground. I get 3 or 4 more. But look, also like I'm done with this whole corporate art thing. Like I'm okay with giving like my patron, the guy who like really pays me money for this shit. But like he just got a surgery. He's getting old. He's all messed up, right? And when you ask me who that guy is, he's a good friend of the family. Uh, he was like a friend of a friend who got my phone number, and I came and I fixed a bunch of things in his life. And he's like, dude, you're like fucking cool or something, right? And I was like, well, you're fucking cool or something, right? And then ever since then, it was like, hey, blah, blah, blah. And then he'd buy some art, right? And he'd like show it to his friends, and then he'd sell one piece for like whatever he sold it for, and then he'd give me the money. It was really cool. So, uh, and then he'd hold on to. He's like, he's got the most art because he's like, dude, I'm building your legend right now. I was like, okay, cool. By the way, that's what I've learned from people. Like, if you want to start like what I do here, if you want like a piece of what I kind of like get after here, it's about building a legend for yourself. Now, am I a legendary person? I don't know. That's up for people to decide. But do I act like a legendary person? I don't know. That's up to people to decide. I simply act like myself in almost every situation in life until I meet someone who I can kind of joke around with and like do British this or that. Chicken and corn. We had steak burgers tonight. I really wish I had gone to Pops before he cooked stuff. I would have like been like, cut this burger in half, right? Throw it on there, cook it, cooked on each side, crispy. Put American cheddar, put them on top, put them on the bun, throw the bun up on the grill. I would have liked that too. But he didn't do none of that shit. He just was like, because we didn't have ham. We had ham burgers this Easter. Just a little moment of silence. All right, so we had corn. We had boiled corn. It was really good. It was sweet corn. It was nice. But I know that like I've got to go to bed at some point in the next, I don't know, 30, 45, 50 minutes. I don't know. Doesn't make a difference. But when I get up, I'm going to go out. I'm going to make a difference somewhere. I've got to finish up the deck like I keep saying. Like I got that sander. It's right in that bag. It's a sander. It's a sheet sander, and it plugs in. There's a bunch of railing I need to sand because when I build stuff, I always go with like the wide, like the, I don't know. This blood's for you. You vampires. It's after dark. Shut up, Francis. All right, I will do it. We've got Cowboy Francis tonight. So anyway, yeah, look, okay. I've met people who take advantage of me. It's easy to tell these people from everyone else. Because the people you love don't ask you to do things to help them. And when they do, they'll be like, I don't want to ask. What? What? He's Cowboy Francis. What are you talking about? Actually, it's a better place to put my hat than on my bed. Remember that. R.I.P. Francis. He was a good man. He occasionally walked up into the acolyte's room, farted, and then walked out. He's also a ghost. He's also a figment of everyone in the stream's imagination. He doesn't actually exist, and none of that actually ever happened. A deliciously hilarious, funny, and like great legend of old Francis, who died. Yes, oh, rest in peace. Yes, he is dead. Yeah. When did he die? He said like he died as a Roman general. He also said he died on Boot Hill. He also said he died in World War II. Now he could be telling the truth because I don't know what happens after life, but I'm telling you, when I get there, I'm gonna be like, "All right, motherfuckers, I'm already dead. What the fuck's going on? Wait, what the fuck's going on? What the? am I at the in pearly gates or not? We're like, yeah, but every time you curse, it's like Cocteau's freaking like San Angeles. You've been fined. John Spotton, you have been fined. Sorry. But look here. Okay. Shoot. All right. Pull this around. Mm. Oh, my power. Oh, you guys are. I pulled the plug on everyone. I hope no one's dying. All right. Who is, who are, who will, who was. Top fans tonight. Jack Owsley. Jack Owsley. He is a penguin with an eye patch. Habibis 414-1-6X is number 2. JT, and that is JT, right? And as he's walking away, he's got the ultimate Riz. See what I'm talking about? All right. That's a very old joke at this point. That joke is like so old now. All right. Number 4 is David. Number 3 is Deadshot. Always shout out to Deadshot 38. I guess he's either a king or a castle or I don't know, a knight or a rook, whatever the chess terms are. Mr. Mista is number 6. Can I have my number 6 place back? Or at least all of those sports balls. And number 7 is Think in Time. All right. You guys are famous. The whole point of doing this is like you guys are more important than me. I can sit here, I can fuck around, I can make art, I can finger paint. Finger painting. Yeah. Caution. There's paint. You'll get it on your clothes. But the one thing I've learned the most in my life is, okay, when you buy something you love, when you buy like I don't know, a trinket, a keychain, a toy, okay, enjoy it while it lasts. Put it into a bag and put it into a box, and then wait 20 years and make you some damn money. If you're young, if you're old, I guess you already know that lesson, don't you? So I should do a 15-second. What was that movie? 40-year-old Virgin. That was a pretty good movie. It was like I don't know, whatever. Steve Carell. Steve Carell can sell me fucking I don't know ketchup popsicles and white gloves or whatever. Anyway, no, okay. So here's the deal. There's no deal in life. There's just life, and there's you existing. You enjoy watching your movies, watch your movies. But the next movies I'm going to do are Kevin Smith movies, at least up to Clerks 3. At least up to Clerks 3. At least as much as I have up to Clerks 3. And like most people would tell me, hey, you should start with Clerks. And no, I'm starting with Clerks 3. That's right. Put my foot down. Don't start where normal people start. Start with something that you haven't seen yet, and then work retroactively backwards. I think it's an idea I'm trying to figure out right now. Nostalgia's a thing. If you don't believe me, I don't know. Subscribe, keep watching the channel, do what you've been doing, right? Just remember, there's a reason why people in the world continue to pervade the very existence of people who don't like giving anyone anything. Because there are people out here, they love giving something of themselves, give what they have. I'd give you the back or the t-shirt off my back is some sort of a saying. And I think like it used to be like that. Now all you got to do is like and subscribe and shit like that. So like it's just like it seems very simple now. There's less effort to put in when you want to say charity or belief or any of that shit. So I'll leave people with that. If you want to create, create. If you want to destroy, you can destroy. But none of us are going to write up Troy's bucket